Welcome back to Two Tall Stitchers. If it's your first time, we're glad you're with us. If you're returning, thanks for coming back. I'm Carol. This is my daughter, Jennifer. Your turn.
How's that for a nice start?
We don't rehearse a lot.
No. Oh, gosh. So glad to see you all today. It is Saturday afternoon. It is sunny and nice. I'm looking out the windows. It looks gorgeous. In Indianapolis, we feel for all of you who are in the 100+ degree weather. Mom spent
36 years, 3 months, and 2 days.
In Houston, and I lived there until I left for college, and so we understand heat and humidity, but certainly feel for all of you who are dealing with hot temperatures even without humidity.
And drought.
Yes.
And drought.
Yes.
And then the storm that came in off the Gulf Coast, which didn't hit New Orleans or Houston, but is still going to leave a lot of rain. So
yeah,
we're thinking of all of you right now. Mm-hmm. We had tornadoes here yesterday and heavy rain and hail with cracked windows, broken windows, car damage. Luckily, on our side of town, it was just kind of heavy rain, but not too far away, they did have hail. Mm-hmm. And we both keep our cars in the garage, so that's a good thing, I think.
Yeah.
We weren't out and about during it.
It was loud overnight at some point. You slept through, but I woke up.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, well, we're here today. We have a bunch of great stuff to show you. I think we have a lot of stitching to go through, both some new starts, some whips, some finishes, some FFOs. We have the whole spectrum from start to end. And then we have a little bit of quilting. I have a new challenge for my mom, which I just made up. You can see she's excited about it. And then we'll just give a few other updates at the end. But we'll start today with our quilt that's behind us. So this is a smaller quilt than the ones we've had before. You're fine.
Well, that way they can see all the turtles.
Yes. So this is called Herd of Turtles, and it is a pattern by Pacific Rim Quilt Company. And I bought this pattern in 2015 when my husband and I went to Hawaii for our 15th anniversary. And
well, I watched the kids.
Yes, and the dog and cat.
Yes.
That was quite an adventure.
Yes.
The kids were the easy part, I think. But out there I bought 2 quilt kits, and I hadn't made either of them. And last year I was like, I need to put on my big girl pants, and I need to cut out all of this and make this quilt. And I thought I might do it on my scanning cut, but that didn't work out. So then I came up here. Mom has a big cutting table, and I laid it all out one weekend. We had a couple of sewing weekends last year where I would come up on Thursday or Friday and stay until Saturday evening. And so I got this all cut out and I think fused all in one weekend. And then I got it finished up and quilted. And so it is a nice little wall hanging. We both decorate with a lot of quilts, and we rotate them out through the season. So
what she didn't mention is when she got it all fused, then we went out for dinner and had drinks.
Yes.
It was that kind of day.
It was a lot
drinking day.
A lot of cutting. And a lot of making sure you put the right pieces in the right space when they go back. So, but anyway, it was fun to make, and I'm glad I did it like that. If I had tried to do it, a little bit here and a little bit there at home, I would have totally lost my steam. So it was a good project to have a dedicated day to work on. So that's Herd of Turtles, our quilt of the day. So now I think we'll jump into updates. Yes, do you want to mention that?
We usually try and say thanks to people who have mentioned us or have sent people our way. And we have been into Persnickety lately and Fancy Works, and they have both mentioned that some of you have mentioned us, which we really appreciate. Yeah. And we also want to thank Lori McCleary, who gave us a shout out. We meant to do that last time, but it was at the bottom of the page and somebody didn't read it.
Yeah. So sorry, Lori. And thank you very much for giving us a shout out. Enjoyed watching your channel, and glad that you are coming through your cancer treatments well and feeling a lot better. We've had our own journey down that road and had a good outcome. So we hope very much the same for you. So I think last time we saw them, it was the very end of May, and I was still stitching like crazy on Stitch Mania. Since then, I finished up Stitch Mania, and I was bonkers with too many whips, which those of you who have dozens or hundreds probably think I'm crazy. I was up to 11 and I was like, I can't handle this. So
And
most
that's
of
why
this,
I don't do it.
most of this month I've been focusing on getting some finishes. We went to a stitch-in at Fancy Works last Saturday. That was a lot of fun.
Yes.
Any of you who are located in Indiana, there's a Facebook group called Hoosier Stitchers, and that group hosts or coordinates, and then Diana, the owner of Fancy Works, hosts that every once in a while. So that was fun. We went down there, and we got to hear the cicadas. We don't have cicadas near our houses, but they were all through the trees there. And we even wound up with one in
I
the
was
car.
going to say, we brought one home with us
Yeah.
because he flew in the windows, which I
Yeah.
left cracked because it was pretty darn hot that day.
Yeah.
But he's disappeared. I think he either just disintegrated, but it was okay.
Yeah.
We didn't need him. He was ugly anyway.
Yeah. Other big updates, the princess, who you guys met a while back, my daughter, got her learner's permit this week, and we went out this morning for our first driving lesson in a parking lot. It's quite interesting. Went okay. No dents in the car, but a few dead flowers. So
In a parking lot. She
In a
ran
parking
over
lot.
a curb. How can you run over
Yeah.
a curb in a parking lot?
She learned that the brake is your friend. So anyway, a lot more practice to come before she's on the roads. And then I also went back to the office for the first time in the last couple of weeks. So I spent a couple of days in the office. It is pretty much like a ghost town. It'll get a little bit busier after 4th of July, but that it really cuts on your stitching time when you
It
have to
does.
leave home and do a commute. And, you know, I have been sitting down and stitching often at lunch, and I didn't take my stitching into work. So
It wouldn't have mattered. She was the only one on her floor.
yeah,
Yeah,
one day.
so one day.
Yeah. So, but it was good to be back, and now I have to figure out what the new routine is. I'll probably wind up going in a few days a week. Anything else you've been up to?
Not that I can think of.
You've been finishing like crazy.
Yeah, well, that was last night.
Oh.
That was last night because I'm like, I have to get these things done. I can't stand it. So I am not a finisher. I don't think I'm going to become a finisher. I'm going to trial again, but yeah,
Not your favorite part.
not
of
my
stitching.
favorite part of
Yeah.
stitching. No.
Yeah, but luckily we have several places near us, including Fancy Works, where you can get things framed. So
As my friend who quilts says, when she's finished and it needs to be quilted by a long armer, she said, I quilt by checkbook. And I think I'm kind of the same way. I frame by checkbook,
yes,
which makes
Or
Liz very
finish.
happy.
Yeah,
Well, framing pretty much
yeah, true.
is the real
Yeah.
challenge for me.
All right, so then we'll go into questions. First, we just wanted to comment. We said last time how it was funny because
See,
she's
today we're
taller.
taller.
Well, I'm not sitting up straight.
Oh, stop it.
So she's taller, but I look taller in the videos. And you guys really jumped on that and let us know that I must be taller from the waist up and she's taller at the legs. We thought that was funny.
Yes.
But yeah, quite a few
So we're going to
comments.
switch legs and torsos now and see if that helps.
All right, we had a couple of questions. So the first question was from Ginger. She wanted to know, when you changed your Noel to Joy, what lettering did you use?
It was up here. I didn't. I just kind of looked at the letters that were on there already before I ripped them out, and then I went ahead and kind of copied that, and I just kind of winged it because I didn't. I looked through all my patterns, and it's another one of those cases where you have a whole bloody bunch of patterns, and not one is what you need. So I have like several lettering patterns, but nothing was perfect. So I just made it up.
Yeah, it looks, and it worked.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. And then Kathy asked, do we have Velcro or twill tape on our frames? And we have twill tape. We have the kind that you sew the fabric onto.
Yeah, you just baste it.
Yep. Then Marianne asked, quilting or cross stitch, which one do we like better?
Oh, it's a toss-up. It's really hard. For me, I could either start a cross-stitch store or a quilt shop. It doesn't matter. You know, I have enough of everything. I've been cross-stitching since Eric was in kindergarten, maybe, and he's going to turn 50 this year.
Yeah.
So it's been a couple of years. But I've been quilting. I didn't really get heavily into quilting till I came up here. I was doing a little bit, but nothing, you know, and then I got up here and I kind of went nuts. And so as of this week or last week, I've been here 18 years. So I've really been into the quilting 18 years. And you can look at around my room and you can tell that I have managed to gather up a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Someday we'll show you my design wall.
Yeah.
Which has lots of stuff
Lots
on
of
it.
stuff on it. I would say for me, probably during the week, cross stitch is my go-to. I like to sit in my chair and watch some TV and hang out with the family. And so I tend to cross stitch a lot more during the week. My sewing room is in the basement. And so often on the weekends I'll go down there, but I also don't like to be cold, and our basement is cold like 80% of the year. So I always laugh because I'm like, oh, I have to go down to the basement. Then once I get down there, I'm fine and I have a great time and I spend hours. But there's something silly about having a flight of stairs. Well, you have a flight of stairs up, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. I like them both as well. I've cross-stitched longer than I've quilted, but you make different things with them.
Yeah,
So
it's totally different.
Yeah.
Totally
so.
different. You can make a quilt, like we put a quilt together in a day or two when we needed it for somebody. We made one for one of the girls in my Girl Scout troop. We've made a couple others like that where we needed them right away.
My cousins.
And cousins and everything.
Yeah.
And when you're cross stitching, you can't rush it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not. Some people use the sewing method. Some people sew in hand. I'm a frame stitcher, and you just can't. You can't stitch fast.
You can't have the same speed.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, the result is worth it, but it's not nearly as, you can throw something together quickly. You can make a bag in an afternoon.
An hour.
Well, you can. You won't get into me. But I actually, I finished that one on retreat, which was really nice. So.
Okay. So we like them both. I don't know that we have a better. It probably depends on the day, and it depends on what we're making. And right, there are some days I'm like, I'm done with this quilt and I walk away, and there's some days I'm done with the cross stitch and I walk away. Usually that's when I'm miscounted. So yeah, we like them both. It's like our kids don't make us choose a favorite, although we know who ours is. Okay.
Yeah, especially the princess. I keep telling her she's my favorite granddaughter. She keeps saying, Gran, I'm your only granddaughter. I said, not a problem. You're my favorite.
Okay, Dawn asked about, have we been to Always in Stitches? And yes, Dawn, we have been to Always in Stitches. We haven't been there in a long time. I always think of it as more of a quilt store than a cross-stitch store, but that is about
a good
40 minutes, 45 minutes from us. So someday when we're up in that area, we will definitely stop by again. And then Trisha would like to know more about your experience being a pilot.
I kind of
You
slipped
dropped
out.
that out in the last episode.
I think, was that the quilting one? I think it was when we were
can't
talking
remember.
about quilting.
Maybe.
I think, yeah. Anyway. Yes, my husband and I are both licensed pilots. We started flying in 1968 when we got married. And in 1969, I got my license. And then I started having kids. And that screwed everything up. And so
I wasn't the best to fly with.
No, oh God, puke queen here. But we did some flying. For a while, we owned a 10-place plane, and we ran a skydiving operation because my husband has a lot of jumps, and he's not jumping anymore. He's way past that.
Yeah.
It's amazing what a shattered ankle will do to your life. But unfortunately, I have not flown. Back then, we were both working. When we started flying, we didn't have kids. It was relatively cheap compared to what it is now. I think we paid $25 an hour wet, which means with the instructor at the plane and the gasoline. And I guarantee you right now, we probably couldn't get away 25 hours just for the gas, $25 an hour for the gas. So it's been a long, long time since I've flown. Sometimes I think I'd like to start again, but then I think, I don't know. I need to leave all this money to my kids. Why should I spend it on a plane? So,
but the funny thing is, the plane that you wound up buying, they lived in Houston at the time. The plane they wound up buying, my dad put in a bid on an auction, and he said nobody will bid this low.
Nobody will bid this low.
And you know how this ends. They won the plane.
$60. $60. He won. When the guy called that morning, and he said, "May I speak to Mr. Victory?" I said, "Well, he's not here. Can I take a message?" He said, "Well, I'm calling from Purdue."
Yeah.
And he said, I wanted to tell him he won the bid on the plane. And I said, no, that's wrong. He said, oh, yes, he did. And I said, no, he told me he would bid so low that nobody would outbid him. He said, he won by $60. And I said, no shit, really? I know I'm not supposed to say that. But anyway, I did. And then I called my husband, who was out of town because he traveled extensively when he was working. And I said, guess what? You did. And he was really excited. I was not.
Yeah.
Because I had a baby. And yeah, it was
bills
interesting.
and
Yeah,
but the funny thing is the plane came from Indiana, Purdue, and
now we
I
live
think
here.
in your wildest dreams you never could have imagined you would live down
I didn't even
the
know where
street
Purdue was. I hardly knew where Indiana
your
was. You know,
son-in-law would be a Purdue grad.
right?
And,
Yeah,
it's just
you
kind
know,
of
and
funny.
I've been up there and driven around the campus, and I know people that went there and everything. So yeah, it was kind of interesting. I did have a number of hours, but unfortunately, that dropped off our radar after a while.
Yeah.
Having kids and that kind of stuff, buying houses, that.
And you filled
sometimes
in
fits
with plenty of other good hobbies over the years.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We used to go jumping all the time. I did not jump. I used to pack all his parachutes, but he never had a malfunction on anyone I packed. And
we'll try and find a picture or two that we can pop in of the plane or the parachutes or you. We'll see what we can find.
I have a picture of the plane with Eric in his little tiny seat underneath the tail to keep him shaded because it was bloody hot in Texas. Yeah. So then you can kind of see the plane. Yeah. But yeah, that was previous
Trisha,
life.
hope that whets your appetite, and hopefully at some point we'll get to meet you, and then you guys can talk about that all a little bit more. So yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're ready to go into the stitching now. So we're going to start with our whips and new starts, and we decided to join in on the Flea Market Flowers Sal that's being run by Lori Holt and Fat Quarter Shop. And so we got our patterns, and we both got fabric, and we made different choices. So I picked a 32 count antique white. Yeah. And you picked... No, 25 count for me.
And this is... I can't remember. It's a cream color.
Yeah.
So
somebody got further than somebody else.
Somebody's a faster stitcher. Somebody doesn't work and doesn't have a teenager driving, blah, 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 blah. Wine.
And 4 other finishes. Okay, so anyway, we both started it. I started in the middle. Did you start? You started up in this corner. Yeah. So making good progress. Obviously, Mom's stitching faster than I am on this one. We like it, but the pattern
is hard to read.
Is really hard to read. I would say the symbols are very small, and the hash lines for each 10 stitches are
faint.
Very faint. So I would say this style of chart has not been the favorite for either of us. We like the design and how it's coming out, but the chart isn't great. So I would recommend definitely those of you who need some help with reading, either blow up your chart on another piece of paper.
Somebody said you could take a picture with your phone, and then you could expand that, and you would be able to read that. But I have glasses that are really good as far as stitching. I don't have to have any magnifying usually, unless it's something really fine, and I put the chart under a magnifier to make sure I get the right, light, and I'm leaning into it to look at it to make sure I'm getting the right symbol.
Yeah. So if there happen to be any designers watching, please
think about
make your symbols very clear and put those 10, 10 line hash marks and make sure you can see them, because boy, that helps with the counting. I'm finding myself counting like 3 times to make sure I'm going far enough on the pattern. So.
And having to count on the pattern as well as on your piece.
Yeah.
If you can look at it and say, okay, here's 10, 20, 30. Okay, then I need... And so, but first you have to count the 30 off on your pattern. So sometimes what you can do is take maybe a fine line marker or a pencil or something and just shade those lines yourselves and make them a little stronger. That would be one way to solve it.
I might do that later.
But have we thought about that? Not yet.
Not until here.
No.
Yeah, So that was my only new start. Did you have any other new starts?
No.
Okay. So then we'll go into whips. And I just have one whip
this
time.
Go ahead. You can go first.
And this is my counted thread piece, Star Spangled Birthday by Nancy's Needle. And you'll see in a little bit, I finished my other lunchtime piece. So I think this is now going to become my new lunchtime piece. And I'm working my way around the frame, and then this will all get filled in. So still making good progress on that.
Do you want to show the pattern?
Yeah, and here's the finished pattern. So yeah, and Diana has that up at Fancy Works, and I saw it last week, and it was good to see it because it makes me want to get back to it more.
Yeah.
All right, and your whips?
Okay, this is my home sweet home. And
This behind it.
yeah, let's see. I finished the whole bottom here, and I started up here, and that's as far as I got. But at least we started stitching in the park again. I have a group, we meet every Wednesday, and since we can't meet at the bank because they haven't opened up the conference room yet, we've been meeting in the park. I think I told you one time when we were there before COVID, or early COVID, the bird pooped on my pattern. But he hasn't done that since, so thank God it's not, he hasn't been back.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, whoops. So anyway, last week we were stitching it, and it was just so much fun that I didn't do a lot of stitching because we were talking and everything.
And your third one is going to be blue?
Home. Yes, it's red, white, and blue.
Red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's
really
a navy.
pretty.
Yeah.
Do you know what linen this is or what count? This
It's in the
looks like
bag. It's probably a 36, maybe. I don't know. I didn't bring the pattern over.
Yeah, it looks like 32 or 36 count.
Yeah, we can put a note in the notes.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the other one is my Christmas rules, and I didn't get a lot done on this. I just started the next segment. I really thought I'd whip along, but then I got into the flea market flowers and got carried away on them. And so, yeah, I've just got the roof, and I'm starting on the house. So, but I still like this, and I'm going to go back to it.
And again, this fabric is 28 count. Pictures this plus crystal jade. We did talk to Diana when we were at Fancy Works last week. She does have this on order, but it's not available in the shop right now. But if you're interested in it, she can order it for you. Yep.
Send her a note.
Yep.
Okay, that's
good.
That's I think.
All right, and then finishes. You have FFOs.
I have FFOs.
Like crazy. I have 3 or 4 finishes. So I continued. So for Stitch Mania, I did 3-day rotations, new start, and then a whip. And so when I got to the end of the month, I had my 5 whips, my 5 new starts, and then I had a bonus day on the 31st. And so I picked the one I was closest on, and that's Lizzie Kate. Spring Smalls is the name of the pattern, and I'm doing the spring pillow. I did make some substitutions. This is on 30 count lamb's wool linen, and I plan to finish this into a little pillow just like the pattern showed. And I got it all finished. It was a really quick stitch. I changed out Gentle Arts Onyx for the called for gunmetal. Classic Colorworks Finley Gold for what was supposed to be gold. Gentle Arts Avocado for Grasshopper. I know that was in the N. The Grasshopper I didn't like how it looked with the other colors. And then the one I'm happiest with is in the P. I used Periwinkle instead of Purple Haze. And then I changed the colors of the flowers in this one. So I think it was supposed to be like 4 pinks and an orange or something.
Here, let me look.
Yeah, it was like oranges and pinks, but I decided to do red and
for
kind of the dark red
the
and
spring. Okay, yeah.
And the yellow.
Yeah, this is what it would have been.
Yeah.
You can see it here, right there.
Yeah.
And so she changed it
So
up
I changed it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy with it. I love that little ladybug on the end. Love the little bees. And I
put that in there to keep it for future.
I want to get that done into a pillow soon. So that was my first finish. And then when I finished that one, I went for the next one that was closest to a finish. And this is Rovaris. I'm calling this the Joy Reindeer. And I stitched this on 32 count Vintage Country Mocha. And there's my finish on Joy Reindeer. And I think I finished this like on the 1st or 2nd of June. Now this piece over here, yeah, so the pattern, you make the pillow and then this little thimble cover.
Okay.
And so this is the pillow part and this is the thimble cover. And that actually, it came in the pattern. So I have the little thimble and I have the little tassel. And so I actually want to finish it just like the pattern. I had some red Rip Wreck, but it's bright red and this is a darker red. So I need to look and find some rickrack that's a little bit darker red.
Yeah.
But I'm really happy with that. So that's my 4th or 5th ornament that I finished this year. So that was good. And then my next 2, I actually finished this in the last week. So the first one is my Holiday Wishes piece. And you guys have seen this, I think, on every Flosstube. This snowman has been my lunchtime project. And the snowman is now finished. I finished him up last week at Fancy Works, and I actually cut him out this morning.
So cute.
And he's so cute. And
you fixed the bottom where you were
I
off.
did. I was off 1 row, so luckily I didn't have to pull out much, but I pulled out on this side, the bottom here that's striped, and just a tiny bit of the green, and then I put that back in. So now I have, and I was looking to make sure I did stitch back in the white. I did good. So now I have 3 of these guys finished. So 1 more to go, and I probably won't start on it right away. I'll probably give it a little time and come back to it. And then the kit came with this blue stuff, but we looked at it. We don't like it at all. It's really ugly. So I think I'm going to make it like a Christmas wreath.
Oh, okay.
And
You could do
attach
that.
these around the wreath.
You could do that.
We'll see.
Or you could do a hanging one, something like that.
Yes. It's all very ambitious, but
Yeah.
I'm really happy. And once again, look at that cute little guy. Isn't he adorable? He's so cute.
He is. I may have to take him because, me and Snowman.
No, you're not. You're cute. I'll give you the pattern. Hint, don't stitch him on
On canvas.
plastic canvas. Okay, and then my last finish came last night. I was stitching like it
finished
was
it.
my job. Yes, and so this is Heinzit, Welcome to the Lake. And again, no hash marks on this pattern. So it was counting and double counting and triple counting. And I think I told you guys there were a lot of colors, about 17 colors in each of the lake letters, and each of the other letters has 3 colors. So it was a lot of color changes, but it's worth it in the end.
It's really pretty.
Really happy with this. And so this one I think will be finished. I don't know yet. Might be a pillow. I might do something to do a wall hanging. But the thing I wanted to share, will you just hold that up? Yeah. So I shared this last time. I had just decided to pull out this Loran needle holder card, and I used it, I think, starting with whatever the second letter I did was. I started in the middle, so it was either the A or the K.
Okay.
And I took the thread for the most used letters, and I just left them on here. There's little slots, and you can put needles in with your thread, and you put your numbers down here.
In pencil.
Yeah, so I can use it again. Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Just kicked my mom. And it really did speed things up. It was nice to be able to pull those threads just right off, so you don't have to unthread and rethread the needle every time. The funny thing is I pulled needles from just a bunch of different projects. And so last night when I was trying to put them away, I was like, which needles go in this package and which one go in that package?
And this would be a good thing to use for that flea market flowers because there's so many.
This would, because you go back and use
I
the
have
flowers
at least 2
again.
or 3 of those.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So that's Welcome to the Lake, and that is stitched on 28 count Lugana mushroom with all the called for DMC colors. And so I think I showed you guys before. It's just a nice combination of a couple golds, greens, blues, browns. So it was nice. It was fun to stitch. I do not own a lake house, but I hope to one day. And I know somebody who has a lake house, so this may wind up at their lake house. So that's my finishes. Now, shall we go on to FFOs?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Here you go.
Don't faint. But I finished this last night. I don't know if it's straight, but it's done. And I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
So I stuffed stuff inside. And what I did is I just wrote my name and the date on the back instead of, putting my initials on the piece. So I have that one done.
That's cute.
And then I finished this one last night.
Yay.
And yeah, Jennifer gave me that for my birthday 2 years ago. And I started it last October when we went up to Michigan. And then I finished stitching it. And I found the perfect frame. And that's as far as it got. So now it's done. Yay.
Awesome.
And then this guy I know is not perfect, but hey, it's done. He's finished. He's off a little bit, but I am too, so it doesn't matter. It just is part of the thing.
And these are both Lizzie Kate's.
Yeah, oh,
right?
sorry, yes.
Do you remember the
That was, no.
Noel?
No, not offhand. I'd have to
I know
find
you
it.
shared it in a previous
Yeah,
video.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll try and find it.
It's old, though. I don't know that you could even
These
find
are-
it anymore.
Yeah, these are both Lizzie
It was a
Kate.
kit. It came with the frame and the molding and everything
It's
else.
cute.
Okay, and then I showed you...
And I don't know if you can see the... Yeah, there's a good... She painted the
Oh, yeah.
frame with like glitter paint.
Yeah, it was a plain brown frame, and I painted it green, and then I've had some glitter
So-
paint that I got at the dollar store.
Yeah.
I originally started painting it with that, but it didn't cover, so I did the green and then put the glitter paint over it, and it
It
really
looks
is
really
kind of
nice.
cute.
Yeah.
So, okay, and I showed you guys this one since I finished it, but now it is done. And that's a Heinzit pattern, and the frame is from Kay's Frames.
Yeah.
And I love it. And I have a patriotic, my half bath is either patriotic or Christmas or Snowman.
Yeah.
And downstairs, so that's going to go on the wall down there. I'm really
like it.
excited about that.
We should take a picture of all your stitching and your quilt. You have a wall hanging in the...
Yeah.
Oh, and then you talk about framing. You didn't do this one, right? You had this
Oh,
one.
I had it done at Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
And because I had the frame and it didn't need glass or anything else, it was like $35 to have this and this one framed. Two of them. I have two of them.
Michael's.
Michael's. Sorry,
Michael's.
not Hobby Lobby.
Yes,
Michael's.
Michael's.
We have one close to us of
Yeah.
each. And
Yeah.
So, okay, and then this is my friend's. And I'm making that for my best friend for her birthday, which was in March, but she's used to waiting for good things. So that's framed now, and I love the frame. And that also came from Kay's Frames.
Yeah.
And then, shock of shocks, this is why we went down to Fancy Works last week. And as I was checking out, I was like, oh yeah, and I came to pick up my frame.
We were almost out the door when she
I was like, are you
remembered.
kidding me? So Liz framed this for me. And this is the one where it was a little tight on the bottom, just a tad. So she called and she said, I'm going to put a little lace in there. And I said, that looks good to me. So it's laced up. And the best part is it's got turnbuckles on the back, turn buttons, so I can fit in winter and
Gotta go back a little bit.
summer, I think I have done. I think I have 3. Maybe I have all 4 done now. This is autumn. I think I may have all 4 done.
This is spring.
This is spring. Okay,
yeah,
spring.
bunnies,
I know I
flowers,
have-
springtime.
I know I
see?
have winter done, and I have one other one. I could look in my closet,
Yeah.
but then you'd never see me again.
And there's the
Yeah, the back. She put the
turn.
You just
buckles.
unscrew them and move them, and it just flips right out.
Just-
It's really great.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
while this frame was not cheap, I can use it for 4 different.
You can use it all year.
Yeah,
And just switch out
yeah.
your pieces.
Just switch out my pieces.
Yeah.
So that's my
Looks good.
my FFOs. Shocking.
All right.
Shocking.
And then give you back
Yeah.
a few of these. And then I also had a couple of FFOs. So the first one I don't have anymore because I gave it as a graduation gift. So I will insert a picture of it here. And this is Tiny Modernist, Words to Live By. This is one I started back in March and finished. It was a lot of fun, and I thought it was a perfect gift for a graduate. So I finished it on the little kind of kickstand frame that I bought at Michael's. So it's just mat board with fabric around it, and then mat board with black batting behind it. And then I did a little a ribbon loop to hook it into the top and then put a ribbon on the top. So hope you enjoyed that. That was a fun one to finish. And then while I was down there, I also got my act together and I finished off the next 2 in my Lizzie Kate Flip It's series. So this is June. And then the next one is my favorite so far, July. And this one, 2 things. So I actually cut it wrong, as you can see. It's a different size. But then once I cut it, I really liked it with more space up on the top where I could put the ribbon there. So I may wind up doing the rest of them this size.
It looks
and I used a fabric button cover thing that I had never used before. So I had bought a couple of those. And so had a good time. I can't wait till July because I love this one. The colors and I just like the cheery fabric and everything. So those are my 3 FFOs.
And I have that series done also. It's right up there. It's on a...
I'm gonna get it.
Oh, Jen will just grab it. Careful, yeah. It's a little... Oops, there they go. It's... Oh, why is it falling out? It's a little corkboard. And it's got a little shelf on it and everything. And that is my great-nephew, who is now 8. Which is really scary because I remember when his mom was born. So yeah.
And then same thing on that. You have the turnbuckles.
And then I have the turnbuckles on these, but I haven't screwed that in tightly. Somebody.
And you bought this piece a long time ago. If people are looking for it, right?
I bought this in Houston at Stitchcraft, which is closed
and has been for at least
30
years.
35 years. So I don't know where you would get it again, but it's just easy, and see on the back it just flips right in and out. So yeah. And so yeah, I have that up.
And the princess's job when she comes up here every month, you have
changes,
several monthly things that get changed, and her job is to go all around and do all the changes for the new months.
Right.
So yeah.
And I have a really cute wooden bunny he holds a flag or he holds a sunflower or everything, and I put him away for Christmas. And do you think I can find him?
He's gone.
I don't know where he went. He disappeared. I think he went out to meet another bunny.
I think he went in the Christmas boxes, and I think you'll find him next Christmas.
I don't know. I want to find him before then.
I know. Okay, so that's everything from FFOs.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about haul, and then we have a little bit of quilting and knitting to share. So the only haul I have is from last week at Fancy Works. So I told you guys already I really enjoyed the ball tip needles, so I got another set. These are size 28 for some of my smaller pieces. And then I had asked Diana to order this Jelly Bean Jubilee by Brenda Gervais. I had seen it on several other Flosstubes, and I love this Easter pillow. And then there's also 3 fun ones. What I didn't realize is it's a book. It's a little book, so I look forward to doing some of that stitching for next spring. That's all I bought this week.
Okay. I was a little better. I'm getting the Country Cottage Needleworks Sampler of the Month. So Vicki at Persnickety called me and said it's in. So I have that pattern. Of course, I have January done, but that's as far as I've gotten. And I got Little Sprout finally came in from Classic Colorworks. You know, the colors have been hard to come by.
Yeah.
Then we went to Fancy Works, and I was like, no, I'm not buying anything. Well, you know how that goes. This was my best buy. I got mascara, which we haven't been able to find. And then I also bought some of these ball tip needles, which I'm hoping Jennifer will buy from me, because I tried them and I'm not real crazy about them. I'm going to try them again, but
try them on different linen next time.
Yeah, I'll have to try it. Yeah. So I wasn't pleased with that. And then, you know, the Mill Hill, I have enough to start my own Mill Hill shop. Well, guess what? Now I have more. But actually, I'm very good because there's at least 6 or 8 of these, and I only bought 2. So this is the Skating Santa, which I think is adorable. Snowman. And then this is I love him with the tree. I think he's precious. So I have those 2.
She had said to me, don't go back over there because that's where all the new stuff is. And she had already looked. And then when I got up to go to the bathroom, I wandered by that area and I said, are you sure you looked at everything back here? Because there's a bunch of new Mill Hill snowmen. And that was the end of it.
Yeah, right. And then I also got the hands-on design Let's Talk Summer. I have the winter one done that was in the magazine, and I have the 2 other patterns. I guess it would be spring and I don't know, but
no, this is summer.
And my son actually gave me the fabric for finishing, which is still sitting there unopened because I haven't done that kind of finishing yet. But I love hands-on design stuff, and so that's that. And then, as you remember, someone at this table thought it would be a great idea to do a Biscornu challenge in August. Right, okay. So I said to Diana, do you have any Biscornus? And she went, oh! And I was like, oh, crap. So she jumps up, and of course, you know, there were a couple different ones, but this is Christmas, so I had to do it. And I don't know which one I'm going to do yet. I'm thinking.
Just pull back and show them the pattern
okay.
name.
Yeah, it's just Nan. I can't read it.
What does it say? Tiny Christmas Biscornu.
Yeah.
Well, the good news, Mom, is you don't have to decide because it's all one.
No.
It's the front, it's the top and the bottom, and then a close-up.
Oh, great.
So you get to stitch it all.
Wonderful. Okay, so anyway, that's going to be my Viscorno, so hope you guys are getting your act together. Yeah. This one actually came as a kit, and it had all the, where did it go? It has the beads and everything with it. So I don't have to buy anything extra except maybe the hanger or maybe that little gingerbread guy. Oh, I thought it was 3, but it's just 1. Okay, so then of course you if you're going to do, oh, there's my floss. If you're going to do it, you might as well just jump in head first. So she had the gingerbread cocoa linen, and it was 32 count. So this is, and it's pretty much the called for color. So that's what I'm going to do it on. So get ready, guys. August is going to be here before we know it.
Yeah. And we sat at the stitch-in across from Barbara, right, Barbara, who is the raspberry stitcher, and she was pumping Mom up. She's made some biscornus and said it's not that hard. It takes time, but it's not that hard to do. So we're gonna have fun in August.
Yes, it's gonna be so much fun.
Well, you'll get the stitching done at least.
Yes.
And then I might get to finish 2 biscornus. We'll see. So for any of you who want to join us, we'll talk more about that probably in our next video. We'll have to come up with a hashtag and start looking around. If you have a pattern, pull it out, pull the stuff together that you need for it. If you don't have a pattern, then go shopping. No better reason, right?
What else? If you're in the area, go to Fancy Work. She has several biscornus.
Yeah.
Joy. Okay, then we're going to go to knitting and crocheting and quilting. Yeah. Jennifer still hasn't blocked her top. It's been up here for God knows how
3
long.
weeks.
Yeah, it's living on my hearth in the family room, and it's very happy there right now. So it's going to stay there for a while, and then. You
want me to show mine?
Yeah.
Okay, so I showed you a couple times ago Goodnight Moon, a baby quilt, and I made the baby quilt with the horses from this one, and it was for 1 twin, and then I finished up the other one for the other twin. So this is the back, has the hot air balloons, and then the light blue is flannel. It's super soft. And then the front of this one is blue and gold. And so it is blue and gold stars and rail fences, and it was fun to make. I didn't love all the snipping at the end.
Yeah.
I've done a rag quilt now. I might not make any more. I did cut the stars out on my scan and cut. There are a few different sizes. I thought it would add a little variety not to have them all the same size. So I will also go ahead and insert a picture here.
And it has to be washed.
Yes.
Then
labeled,
the edges will be
washed, and then mailed.
frilly. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Then now you've got pieces all over you.
All over.
Okay. And I told you a couple ago I showed you the socks I finished. Well, I did start new socks, and they're kind of neat. They're fun. I haven't worked on them a lot, but I'll get there. And then. As I was plugging in my computer here today, it was in the little corner over there in her room where she has a couple of knitting projects. More than 200. So I said, "Ooh, let's do a new challenge. Each time we film, I will pick a project from your stack, and then you could start it before the next Flosstube." So I reached in, and I picked out this bag, which is actually a bag I made her. It's a neat little 1-hour bag. If I can find the tutorial for it, I will post it here. It's reversible, so it's just the opposite on the inside. And it's loaded with purple. And I made it as a bunco prize. We play bunco in a group. Oh, that's the other thing we did. We had bunco for the first time in over a year. It was great. And I made it as a bunco prize, and I said to her, "You don't want to win the bunco prize because it's purple." And guess who won the bunco prize that night? So what I picked out is the Barocco Ultra Alpaca Tonal sweater. I think that's the name of it. So this is a sweater, and she has
Rowan tweed to make the sweater.
And the thing that I should probably tell you is I like this so much that in going through my yarn a while back
And patterns.
and everything, I found out that not only did I buy enough for one, but I bought enough for two.
Yeah.
So I've now gone through and found another pattern that should work with the second set of yarn. So
Yes.
we'll
But
see
so
where I
this
am
this
next
whole
month.
bag is full of, I don't know, 6 or 8 balls of yarn. So we'll see what she gets done between now and next time. Maybe winding the yarn. That would be progress.
It doesn't have to be wound.
Oh, well then you can just start right away.
I know. I know. Let me take a break and get the needles and get it cast on while we're talking.
Okay. So we'll see. Our knitting
Aren't
challenge.
children rewarding? They're so much fun.
Our knitting challenge may be short-lived, but we'll see. You'll have fun.
She
working
may
on
be
that.
short-lived. It's okay.
Okay. I think just
Retreat.
last update is on the retreat.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, we had a couple of openings, and so I had some people who responded and everything, and I believe the mail just came a little while ago. I think I have one there, and I had another gal who contacted me. I put it on Stitcher's events,
Yeah.
and another gal contacted me. So if both of these come through, then we will be full, but we will be taking a wait list because things happen, and one of the gals who was going to come, it turns out, is moving, and she won't be here, and she's not coming back for it for some reason. I mean, she's going to Florida. I mean, it's not that far. She could probably drive in a day. But anyway, we will miss her, but we will take a wait list. So if anybody's interested,
We'll put the link in the
we'll
description.
put the link in the description.
Yep.
And then I can send you the information.
Very
And it's a
good.
lot of fun. We've really had a
It
good time
is.
with it. So much fun that we're thinking about doing a second one.
Yeah. We're going to, in the next couple of weeks,
Yeah.
talk about dates and try and find a date in the spring to do a Two Tall Stitchers retreat. So we'll let you guys know about that as soon as we get that confirmed.
Yeah.
I think that's everything
Yeah,
for today.
I think we're done.
Yeah. All
Just
right.
before the phone
plans?
dies.
Any
Yeah.
plans for the next couple of weeks?
Oh yeah, I'm going to cast on a sweater. And I'm going to look at my Biscorno pattern and wonder what the hell I've taken on. And not much else that I can think of.
Okay. Keep stitching on flea market flowers.
Yes, definitely. That
Yeah.
one I'm enjoying once
Yeah.
I get the symbols down.
Yeah.
But I had fun with that, and I was stitching that last night till
Yeah.
at least midnight or 12:30.
That's probably what I'm going to probably shift some time to that one.
Yeah.
And focus on that. Still work on a couple of my other whips, and I haven't started an ornament yet in June, and we're trying to stitch an ornament each month, so I gotta work on that. I pulled out a couple of patterns and threads and stuff this morning, so I'm ready to start one. So sometime in the next week or so.
And I
I'll
have my
probably
new
get that
snowman
started.
to start working on.
Yes.
Yeah.
That can be your ornament for the month.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning on.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for sticking with
Yes.
us and appreciate it.
Glad to see you again. Welcome
yes.
back. Welcome if you're new. Please subscribe. Tell your friends about us. We're getting not super close to 3,000, but when we get to 3,000 subscribers, we will have another giveaway.
Yeah. Did we hear from all 3?
No, we have
Okay.
one person and...
Okay, so we'll insert here the name of the lady who won the Harriet Charm Pack, who has not reached out to us. And if you see your name here, please reach out via email to tallstitchers@gmail.com, and we will get that off to you. If we don't hear from you, we will give that away on our next video. Again, we'll go back and just from the original comments, we'll draw a new winner for that one. So again, if you saw your name here, let us know and we'll get your winnings off to you.
Yes.
All right. Thanks everybody for joining us. Have a great day and
have a good weekend. Keep stitching, keep knitting, keep crafting, and enjoy the weather.
Yes.
Hope it gets better for some of you.
No matter what the temperature is.
Hope it gets better for some of you, and we're supposed to cool down next week, so it's going to be really nice.
It's gonna be
Windows
nice.
open again. Yay.
Yes.
So take care.
Thanks.
Good to see you. Bye.
Bye.